Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis and Arundel County and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, September 22nd, 2023. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. You know, I'm kind of a tech geek, and I'm really digging the new iPhone operating system. Several great features like live voicemail transcription so you can pick it up in the middle, just like an old answering machine. The new plus sign in the messages, the ability to leave a video message on FaceTime, and the drastic improvement in autocorrect. All really making me excited. All right, enough of me geeking out. Let's get this done and head into the weekend, shall we? The Annapolis Police Department has said they have arrested 2 people for the recent shooting in Eastport on September 11th. That was the man who was shot 3 times and flown to shock trauma, and the police reports were conflicting in that whole one. A little bit weird. They did arrest a 25-year-old Baltimore man and charged him with attempted murder, and they also arrested a 33-year-old Annapolis woman. Now, the police did not make a public comment on this connection, but the woman happens to be the mother of Rico Johnson, who was an 18-year-old who was shot to death in the Woodside Gardens community in January of this year. That was the city's first homicide. You want to stay tuned for some updates on this. And just a reminder, below every crime story that we do include a searchable Google map for you so you can see where the crime is happening across the city and the county. Zoom into your neighborhood. We've got it all listed right there. Every single crime story. The city of Annapolis is expanding its free transit options. Starting on October 7th, a pilot program will launch with an electric golf cart type trolley in Eastport. They say the trolley can be flagged down anywhere along the route. And if we were to start at the post office on Chesapeake Avenue, it's going to go down Chesapeake to a right on 5th Street, to a left on Chester, so it's going to go past Davis's and all that. It's going to go down 4th Street all the way down to Severn, past Eastport Elementary School. From there, it's going to take a right on 2nd Street, go down by Bread and Butter Kitchen, make a U-turn, come back out to Severn Avenue, head all the way back past Blackwall Hitch to Washington Street, take a right on Bay Ridge Avenue, take a left on Monroe, which is just past the Eastport Shopping Center, and then in the road behind the Eastport Shopping Center, which is Norman Drive, it's going to go there and then wind up back there at the post office. It is a 6-seat cart, and the city has funded it through the end of June of 2024. If you are looking for a fall harvest festival, look no further than our very own Homestead Gardens in Davidsonville. Absent for a few years, this favorite event is back this year beginning on September 30th and running weekends through October 22nd. Live music, hay rides, petting zoo, food trucks, tractor displays, a pumpkin patch, a haunted house, and my personal favorite, those amazing apple cider donuts. There is also much, much more there as well. You can get tickets and information at homesteadgardens.com, or you can also get tickets at the gate, but do them online. All right, let's talk about things that we could have done this weekend but can't due to cancellations. Due to the weather, the Kunta Kinte Festival has been canceled, and that one may be rescheduled. We don't have a date yet on that. The Anne Arundel County River Days Festival at Fort Smallwood Park has been canceled, and that will not be rescheduled. The Chesapeake Bay Bridge Paddle has been canceled, and you can look for it to happen again in 2024. Now, here's a list of events that may still be happening, but I do recommend that you check with the organizers before heading out if you've got any kind of a drive. The West Annapolis Oktoberfest says they are still going forward as scheduled on Sunday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., and that's always a fun event. The Renaissance Festival says they are rain or shine technically, but depending on the weather on Saturday, they may cancel it. Check their website for updates. Now, the events that are happening tonight at the West Street Library, it is their big fundraiser of the year for the love of the library. A lot of fun, it's educational, and a great time. You can find out more at aacpl.net/foundation. And this weekend, it is also the monthly Artisans Market at Local by Design at the Gallery. Now, people who know me know how much I love Local by Design downtown, and this is their warehouse location on Margaret and Virginia Avenues. They did expand. Right there off of Chinkapin Round Road, plenty of free parking. There's more than 50 stores and artisans there. They always have music, food, and a lot of fun. And we just did a podcast with Sage Vintage, one of the new ones in there, and it's a really cool little funky store. So you want to look forward to that. But do go check it out this weekend. I mean, what else are you going to do? Today on Canines and Crosstreks, we meet Snoopy, and we talked about Cash, who had a broken leg and couldn't make it, and Lulu, who actually was a guest a few weeks ago. They're all amazing pups and looking for the perfect homes. Listen to our spot now and then check out eyeonannapolis.net at noon for our irresistible photos and get all the information on how you can adopt them. And you want to listen carefully because there are some incentives on this one. And again, don't forget that we do have this brand spanking new daily newsletter that features only the top local news stories of the day. We do send it out to your inbox at 7 p.m. every night. Yes, that is 365 days a year, all without a paywall. It's perfect for keeping up with the weekend's news since we don't do a DNB on Saturday or Sunday. Here is the link right here in the show notes. Please sign up. Tomorrow on the Local Business Spotlight, we speak with Lucinda Mary Brown and Barbara Weber from the Compass Rose Theater, all about the small but mighty organization that's getting ready to open up their season next weekend with Sylvia at Maryland Hall. And that's it. Now it's time just to say thank you for listening and putting up with us every day. I do hope that we add some value to your world, and if we do, please leave a review somewhere or tell a friend to give us a listen. We also want to thank our sponsors, Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, Hospice of the Chesapeake, Scout and Molly's, and, of course, Alpha Engineering. It is Friday. The weekend is here, so now it is time just to say have a great weekend. Be nice to others. Do something fun. Keep dry, and keep shopping local. Other than that, we're going to see you on Monday. Now hang tight because George Young from DCMDVA Weather is here with the only locally forecast weather report you'll find, and of course, Canines and Crosstreks, so do hang around for that. All that's coming your way in just a minute.
Advanced illness decisions aren't always easy. Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, wants you to know you do have a choice over who provides care, what type of care, and when and where your loved one receives that care. Learn more at hospicechesapeake.org.
Ready for a new look for those end-of-summer parties? Come see us at Scout and Molly's. I'm Betsy Abraham. My mom and I own and operate this great little boutique at the Annapolis Town Center. Come enjoy a fun, in-person shopping experience with a bonus, real customer service. We'd love to help you pick out the perfect outfit for back-to-school Annapolis boat shows and nights out with your friends. Scout and Molly's, Annapolis Town Center. Thanks for shopping local.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, September 22nd. More great weather yesterday for the Annapolis region. While today should be fairly nice, the real story is there is an impending tropical storm, which would be named Ophelia by the National Hurricane Center if and when it officially becomes a named storm. And this storm will impact the entire Annapolis region and much of the DMV region of DC, Central Maryland, and Northern Virginia, all of Saturday into Sunday morning before quickly winding down and heading off to the northeast of the region Sunday morning into Sunday afternoon. Look for mixed skies today with highs in the mid-70s or so with breezy winds out of the northeast, gusting to 20 miles per hour at times, with conditions then really changing once we get into the overnight hours, with winds becoming steady in the 25 to 35 mile per hour range out of the northeast, gusting between 40 and 50 miles per hour in the Annapolis region throughout the day on Saturday and into Saturday night, with higher gusts in southern Maryland and the lower Maryland eastern shore over to the Delmarva beaches. And with the strong winds will be moderate to heavy rain as well, likely adding up between 1 to 4 inches for most of the area, potentially with some spots seeing upwards of 5 to 6 inches of rain when all is said and done, all of which could lead to falling trees, areas of flooding, and power outages, as conditions could stay stormy into early Sunday morning before settling down fairly quickly with a decent chance, actually, that both the Commanders and Ravens home games at 1 p.m. on Sunday will be rain-free or maybe only barely affected by some light rain showers. But this storm has the potential to be fairly disruptive and somewhat damaging across the region pretty much all day Saturday into the overnight hours of Sunday morning. So plan accordingly and stay tuned for updates throughout the day today and definitely throughout Saturday as conditions become stormy across the region. Okay, that's it for today and this week. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day and weekend out there despite the rainy and windy conditions. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow DCMDVA Weather on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info so you can always stay weather informed.
The benefits of a good night's sleep are well documented. Sleeping well prevents weight gain, improves concentration and creativity, and boosts the immune system. So, what keeps you up at night? If you run a business, then the security of your computer network may be one of those things. Threats like ransomware and phishing are becoming increasingly sophisticated and pose a real risk to any business. Don't let these cyber threats keep you up at night. At Alpha, they've been helping their customers sleep better for over 30 years by monitoring in real time and hardening network defenses. And for those irritating IT issues that arise every day, Alpha's just a phone call away, helping your business run smoothly and helping you sleep better knowing Alpha is on guard. Give Alpha a call to see if they can ease your worries and help you get the rest you deserve. Find them at alphagetsit.com.
That can only mean one thing. We're headed to the SPCA of Anne Arundel County with Annapolis Subaru to play with the pups for this week's Canines and Crosstreks. Sponsored by Annapolis Subaru. Higher standards.
Well, welcome back to Canines and Crosstreks. We're here with Kelly and Billy. Kelly from the SPCA and Billy from Annapolis Subaru. And today we're talking to Snoopy.
This is Snoopy.
Snoop-a-loop.
He is cool. I ran into him when I was walking down the driveway. What's his story?
He is a sweet, sweet little guy. He's 3 years old, and he's a Havanese mix. But, you know, I'm going to talk about a couple of dogs that have been here a little while, because Snoopy's been here a while.
How long has Snoopy been here?
He's been here going on 2 months.
2 months.
So it's a long time. And then we also have Lulu, who was on our show. Remember, was the Beagle mix?
Yeah.
Beagle mix. He's 12 years old. Well, she's 12 years old, and she's still here, too. So I wanted to mention both of them because we need to get them in a home.
Get them out of here.
Yes.
Well,
and
what?
Tempest is still here.
Okay, Tempest is the he's the black big dog.
Yeah, the gray one.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. And she's sweet as can be. But, you know, obviously she's the breed that it's just...
Well, she's very intimidating looking.
She is. But she's just a big baby is all she is.
They usually are. They usually are. And there's Snoopy coming up going like, hey, what's going on up there?
You guys talking about me?
Snoopy's been here for 2 months,
Yeah.
and he seems really cool. I mean, he was, walking up the thing, sniffing the legs and having a good old time. So he's good on the leash and everything else.
Yes. And we had, he actually went to foster this past week. And that's why I wanted to make sure that we did highlight him again, too, is that the foster has said that she's been using a clicker, and he responds great to a clicker because he's just afraid of everything. I don't know if he was abused. I have no idea what his background is. She just said he was very scared in the home and stuff. But the clicker, while he starts to worry and run back to his crate and stuff, she said the clicker actually has been super helpful. And also,
really, what is that? Is that
sometimes,
just like a little thing? That
yeah,
goes
it kind of is just, it's like a sound that you can make, and it's actually right here. And what it does is it allows them to kind of break their mind, like whatever mind thought they're going into that might, like I was dragging him in before, and then I just clicked, and he kind of was like, I'll come in.
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah. So you don't want to overdo it, but at the same time, if they respect it and they actually will respond to it, it's a great tool to have.
Do you think the clicker would also work on humans?
I'm not sure if you want to take one home and try it.
I think I might.
That's
break
a whole
somebody's
Pavlov's
chain of
thing,
thought.
isn't it?
That's right. Just stop that screaming. Click.
Yeah, work on my kids.
Yeah.
Click,
Stop
click.
with the meltdown.
Dinner
No
time.
meltdowns.
Click.
It's like a mute button.
And then I'm going to also highlight another dog today. We have 3 dogs today.
Three?
And that's 3. So we have Snoopy
This
and
is
Lulu.
not really that long of a thing.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just going to put it in there. So Cash got surrendered on Monday, and Cash came in with a broken leg, and it's a really bad break. So we immediately got an x-ray, and he has the kind of break that we couldn't get him surgery immediately, but he's on pain meds and everything else. So he's going to get that taken care of. But I just want to share with the community, that's an example of some of the animals that we do get. And that's why our Betsy Medical Fund is important, because that is the fund that we have that helps with the extraordinary care that we give, which is not just food and, obviously.
I mean, I guess the basic
the
stuff
daily
is like
care.
shots and make sure.
Exactly. The vaccines, which do also add up. But I mean, this is obviously going to be, we can't do that here. So between the x-rays and then the surgery, and it'll be.
If anybody has had a pet that has had to have surgery, it's not a cheap thing there. What is Cash? I mean, he's not
Cash,
here with us.
Yes, he's not here. I didn't want to move him around.
He's on the mend.
Yes, exactly. So he's black and white. He's 3 years old, and he's a Cavalier King Charles Bichon mix.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
He is just the cutest. So, but we're definitely going to share some pictures on Instagram, and also.
Do I want to know how he came in here with a broken leg?
He just came in and with not a whole lot of explanation of how it happened. But he was surrendered. So he's now part of the SPCA family here.
Hopefully not for very long.
No, hopefully not for long.
How long is his recovery now?
His recovery is probably going to be about 4 to 6 weeks. So he'll be on. So we'll definitely get him into a foster and hopefully let him recover in a foster home. I mean, he's doing great here, but at the same time,
so I mean,
home is a home.
Somebody cannot adopt him immediately.
No, not at this time. We want to make sure, he gets through his recovery and
the healing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be, he'll be on the website, but he'll be
right.
available probably in 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, we'll probably make him available in 2 weeks. We just want to get him through the home stretch here, just making sure that the recovery right after surgery that he does well.
I was reading an article in USA Today that was saying that, and you don't think about how like the snowball effect happens, but with the resumption of student loans, there's 40 million people that are having that are now sitting here going, oh, crap, how do I, I've had a great holiday on paying this bill for 3 years, 4 years, whatever it's been.
And then, wow,
now I've got a $500, $600, $700, $1,000 a month bill. Mm-hmm. But now what do I do? How do I afford this dog? How do I afford this cat?
And what's going to give,
And they're coming back to you.
Yes, they are.
Which is just really...
and if you notice, so many of them are 3 years old, so the timing is...
Well, it's critical that if you can, then, adopt it. And you definitely want to adopt it in October.
Right. October, that's right,
October's
Billy, right? That is the month.
Big month for adoptions. Next month is the official Subaru Loves Pets month, and we will be contributing $100 to the SPCA for every animal adopted.
That's awesome.
Isn't that great?
Yes, I think this
Subaru
is...
Loves Pets.
How much money you all got in your bank? Let's see if we can, can we suck it all out?
In the bank? Well, that's not, I don't know, John.
We're going to,
how many pets do you have?
Yeah, exactly. But the cool thing is that, I did look back and this actually started 2021. We got $3,100 and just in the 1 month because we've done 31 adoptions. And then that Subaru matched. And then in 2022, we had a couple different grants, 2 at $3,100, 1 at $3,500, and 1 at $500 from Subaru. So that's pretty cool. So in 2 years, it's $13,300 from Subaru.
And that's a huge number.
It's a huge number for us. Absolutely.
For the grants. And that doesn't include...
And that's just grants.
That's just the grants from Subaru of America.
Mm-hmm. That's of America. That's not our local retailers who,
That's awesome.
That love SPCA pets.
We're not going to total that up, Kelly.
We're not.
Jealous.
That's a big number. That's a really big number.
There's your call to action, man. Come adopt Snoopy or Cash or anybody in the next couple weeks.
Yeah. We got October's right around the corner, believe it or not. You should be getting something from us here soon, Kelly, in the mail.
Really?
Yeah.
A Crosstrek?
No, not.
Oh, I thought you can't. Okay.
It'll be our sponsorship for lights on the bay.
Woo! Really?
Yeah, we
that's
just sent it
fabulous.
out today.
Oh my gosh, that is fabulous.
Yeah, we're excited.
You guys are so supportive of that.
Excited to be a part of it again this year.
Can't wait to see what car you're going to bring.
Again, that's November 19th to January 1st, though, right?
That is correct.
That's awesome. And you're still looking for sponsors, obviously.
That's right.
Annapolis Subaru is leading the way.
They certainly are, as they always do.
And you've got a big date coming up on October 10th, too, don't you? You're on the sustainability panel for the Chesapeake Bay.
Yeah.
The Chesapeake Bay Trust.
Now.
Yeah, it should be fun. We get to talk about all of our initiatives and community support that we do surrounding the Chesapeake Bay and the preservation of it. So should be a lot of fun. Not an expert, I would say, in the matter, but
Yes.
We'll do the best we can up there.
Speak from your heart.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, for those that want to see Billy in person, you can go down to the Chesapeake Bay Trust office at 108 Severn Avenue in Eastport, and that gets underway at 5 o'clock on the 10th.
Yep.
Billy's fan club.
And
be prepared to be underwhelmed. And I had actually participated in a different event with Women, Wine, and Wisdom.
Okay.
Oh, how
which was
that?
really cool. It was a lot of fun. Talked
great.
to a group of ladies about the differences between leasing and purchasing, and the type of information you want to gather while you're researching your vehicles and figuring out what decision you want to make, and in terms of how you're going to buy it and what would work best for certain situations. So it was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
That is so
yeah,
great.
that's Ann Alsina, right? The Covington Alsina does that.
Yep. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. They do a great job. It's the third time I've participated in one of their events. So great organization, great group. Ann's wonderful, so I'd encourage everybody to reach out to her.
That is so great. Such useful information too, because it is a little overwhelming when you're trying to make that decision.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys were also, Billy, you guys were down at the 9/11 Heroes Run over.
Yeah, we were at the Travis Manion Run. Yep, our group, Annapolis Cars. We had representation from each of our stores at the run, and it was a wonderful event. Great weather. Cool. Yep.
Well, I know I got a text over the weekend from Michelle, who's the director of marketing for Annapolis Cars, and she's saying somebody came up and said, "Are you the guys that do the Canines and Crosstreks?"
Yeah.
It was like, okay, so there's somebody listening.
We had at least one listener.
And Michelle saw that one listener, right?
Thanks, Mom.
One listener, yeah. Who was he related to?
Well, that was good, but that's always another. I'm going to say a fun event. I mean, it's a good event. It's a good solid.
It's a great event for the community for sure.
And then I did read in Consumer Reports that you guys, they love you guys. You guys' check must have cleared or something, but they
they do not pay Consumer Reports.
The Crosstrek is the quote most recommended out of 50 subcompact SUVs.
Sounds about right.
And it was just showing all the different scores. Like it was like 88 or 89% on something or other. It was like 4.9 of customer satisfaction, and it just went on there. But it's of 50 subcompact SUVs, and I don't think I can name like 6, but apparently there are 50.
There's a lot. That's a big segment, and they've done a great job with that car from its inception back in I think 2013. But it's wonderful. All of our customers love them. The size is really nice, just depending on how much space you need. Mm-hmm. You can get that ground clearance and the all-wheel drive capabilities without having something that drives like a truck or something that's really big. So
I will say I'm surprised that when I ride with Teresa and hers, that I mean I tend to like a larger car and a little bit more space, like an Ascent type of a thing,
sure,
like that, and you would too. But I mean, I don't feel cramped. I mean, she came out of a Toyota Corolla, and I mean, I was just like sucking on my kneecaps anytime I went there. But I mean, I don't feel cramped at all in that. And it's a very well designed, roomy car, at least on the inside there.
Yeah,
and it's safe, which is most important.
Very safe,
absolutely.
Well, I guess everybody has their marching orders to get their butts here into the SPCA of Anne Arundel County on October 1st.
Oh, that too.
Yeah. I mean,
don't wait until October 1st to come for Lulu or Snoopy or for Cash. We don't have to wait till October 1st.
Well, Cash is going to be available in October.
Yeah.
So wait for Cash.
Cash may be our first
adoption.
But
these other two need to be gone.
That's right.
ASAP.
They need to
You know what?
If one of those two...
I'll tell you what. Well, I'll throw it down here. If Snoopy and Lulu are gone
by October 1st,
I'll be like the Ion Annapolis loves pets for those two, and I'll give you $100. I'll give you $100 for each one of those. That's
great. Thank
you.
That's
adopted.
Thank you.
There's the incentive for Snoopy and Lulu.
I love it.
They're fantastic, and then everybody else can come in here and take a look at everything they've got. Now, does that goes for any pet?
It's dogs and cats.
Dogs and cats, and if you look at this wonderful poster that we have out for Subaru Loves Pets, they also have a couple pictures of the underdogs, as we know. Yep. They maybe have medical issues or senior dogs, and so
this program
Subaru loves the underdog and undercats too.
Yeah. So over the years since they've been doing the Subaru Loves Pets, we've donated over $51 million to the national and local animal organizations.
Can you repeat that again?
$51 million. Yeah, it's a lot of money.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, they've been doing it for a while now, and just like all the other programs that Subaru does, they when we have our meetings with Subaru of America, the initiatives, the love pillars, they're at the forefront of all of the conversations. So they're very, very passionate about giving back to the communities and giving back to the organizations that do so much, just like the SPCA of Anne Arundel County.
Well, come get Snoopy and Lulu. They're both available right now. Cash will be available in a couple weeks. And aside from that, and if those two go by the end, again, I'm dead serious, $100 for each of them. So there's $200 there. I'll kick off Subaru Loves Pets Month for October, and then $100 to the SPCA for every dog or cat that's adopted. So there's some great incentive to come here. Certainly with the school loans kicking up. I mean, if they're going to be if you guys are going to be hammered, it's a perfect timing to do that. And if you've got room in your heart and home for a pet, give it some serious thought, because there's some wonderful animals here that need some wonderful homes, and they're all just really cool.
They are, and don't forget about Paws at the Mall.
That's true.
Yay.
If you're out there,
we haven't talked about Paws in the Mall.
I know. We'll have to do a show from there too.
Yeah, we should. We should go back
from
to
the cat cage.
From the cat cage where your daughters were begging for that kitten.
Yeah, where you lock people in there until they adopt the kitten. Yeah, I know your game.
It's time, Billy.
For sure.
It's time.
But AnnapolisSubaru.com is where you want to go. Check out all their wonderful vehicles and just see everything that you guys do for the community. It's, AACSPCA.org is where you want to go. You can check out all of the animals online that are available for adoption. And I hope never to see Lulu or Snoopy again next time we come back.
Me too. See you guys.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.